I can do it. They can't. So I'm Gareth. I own and run Kiwi Multisport, which I've been running for 10 years in the local area. I'm father of one, so I've got Joshua, an 8-year-old, love him to bits. I'm married to Michelle. Michelle's a teacher at Hampden Street School, which Joshua goes to as well. Yeah, I also work full-time for 2 degrees as well as a business development manager. Working full-time, running a business. I'm also on the committee for Active for Good, which organise events like Teetotal, Nelson Marathon, etc. And the proceeds from those events go back into the community for community groups that encourage people to get active. Obviously, I'm from the northeast of England, so just south of Newcastle, in a place called Ferry Hill in County Durham. Was obviously brought up loving football, was a mascot for Ferry Hill Athletic when I was a kid. So kind of went into football. Wasn't the most athletic. It was the short kind of plump kid. And then tried to do a little bit of running with my dad. Obviously, I've always loved sports. I've always wanted to try and be sports. Outdoors to a degree as much as I can. But as I say, I just was never an athletic kid. I hated cross country and all the rest of it because I was just no good. Kind of childhood was a little bit hard. So because I was really quiet, and I had some friends, but not many, and then school kind of hit in a little bit, and the bullying started, and even as big as I was kind of thing, yeah, I just didn't really have a good kind of school upbringing. Eventually the turning point was a coach called Steve Rich from Durham Tigers, rugby league team, came in and wanted to get a group of school kids together and start playing rugby league. I joined in with that and kind of built it up a bit, but again, wasn't great, wasn't athletic, and just slowly kind of tried to turn my way around through from there. Decided to do sports as GCSE. The teachers from PE told me not to do it because I wouldn't pass the practical. I would pass the academic side, but I wouldn't pass the practical, so they told me to do something else. That kind of stoked a little bit of a fire into me. So I eventually actually passed A grade with practical and B grade with academic because I just totally focused, went out and did all of what I could from it. And then from that point onwards, kind of followed the sports side of things. So I've been a personal trainer in numerous different gyms. So really kind of wanting to help people get fit and active and healthy. Did the rugby league, been to university, did sports science at university as well, played league and union there, and then just kind of continued through, and then found triathlon. So joined as a member of Darlington Triathlon Club. Absolutely great mates and great times there. It was a bit of a hard transition because I couldn't really swim properly, and as I say, I wasn't a great runner for distance, but slowly got into it and got a real passion, and Michelle did do a lot of triathlon as well, so it was something that we could do together. And then coming over into New Zealand, joined the Tri Club and pursued from there and just kind of kept things moving forward. So yeah, things never really came easy to me. My sister was always the high flyer kind of academic A-star student. For me, I've just always had to work really hard. And I think Dad kind of ingrained that into me quite a bit. Nothing comes easy, you've got to work hard and do what you can. So I don't know, people may say that I'm kind of obviously caring and giving. I'm always there to support someone. That's the big thing, is that it's so easy to put people down, and I've been in that position before. But if you can help people, if you can build people up, I just don't think there's any better feeling. It's a bit of a hard one because I actually went in to the doctors thinking I had long COVID, and said that I was feeling a bit lethargic and I'd have a little kind of pain come up in my chest. They sent me for a scan and then came back and he was kind of, we need to do some more investigations. You've potentially got cancer. And I was like, okay, right, bit of a knock. The problem that I had was that my father had just died before then, not long before. So I was due to fly back for his funeral. That was a little bit hard. Not so much because I couldn't attend the funeral, but I couldn't be there to support my mum. And also then thinking, how do I tell my mum? She's just lost my dad. She doesn't know where she is. And I've now got to tell her, I'm sorry, but your son's got cancer. So yeah, it hit a little bit. But I didn't get the full diagnosis then. It was potential. That's what the case was. And they did some tests, etc. And levels I was supposed to be was 5 or 6, and it was 45. And then 2 weeks later, I was 90. At no point did I let cancer get me down. I was just stubborn. I was like, right, what do we need to do? So when they told me it was definitely cancer, the diagnosis originally was lose most of my stomach, a third of my liver, and it's just prolonged life. So that was kind of, right, get me on the table, let's get it cut out and let's fight it and let's get going with it. But then they said they had to wait for a few more tests, so I got the biopsy done. I was fortunate enough, I know I've said that before and some people's kind of gone, how can you be fortunate to have cancer? But it was lymphoma rather than the other type of cancer, so it was chemotherapy. So 6 rounds of chemotherapy and then just basically knock it on its head. 100% this is getting beaten. And the main reason for that was Joshua. Just, didn't want him growing up without a dad. So that was the mission. That was, I've done Ironman, I've done ultra runs, I've done all of these different things. I've done all of these hard steps through my life, and this was no different. This was, he's not going to grow up without a dad, plain and simple. We told him there was a monster in my belly, and that I was going to be sick, and there was going to be different things kind of going on. He accepted that for probably about 2 weeks, and then him being him and just too clever, he was like, so just tell me the truth, Daddy, what is it? So we told him, give him the full understanding of what it was all about, and he went, okay. And that was it. And it just went on from there. And he had the understanding, and I don't know whether it did affect him to a degree of feeling a little bit down, and I think there was some times, but again, weird, an 8-year-old, he refused to let it kind of happen. He never cried about it, he never got upset about it, he just kept going on and just kept, just supporting me and things, so it was good. The hospice was there before we built the house, and we knew that. And I even remember, which we shouldn't have done, but we even made a smart comment about, if anything happens kind of thing, we've only got to roll down the hill to the hospice. Because we probably didn't actually fully realise and appreciate what it was and what they do. Obviously living next to the hospice and having a little bit of an understanding, we kind of appreciated it, and we always kind of know that when there's numerous cars parked outside there, there's a reason for that. And it always kind of reminds you what you've got. Then having the cancer, I remember driving back after I'd found out initially I could have it. And I remember just sitting in the car, sat in the car and just was like, I was a little bit flippant and a little bit, but there's a strong possibility I'm going to end up there. Especially at the start where they says prolonged life, etc. I was like, good possibility this is going to happen. Just kind of sat there and just thinking what it was about. And again, probably still not having a full understanding. And things obviously moved on, and I point blank refused to let the cancer beat me or anything like that. And we had even a little kind of thing going, Congo smash cancer, which goes back to me rugby days. But and then obviously supporting Ed with the 210 reasons to run. So Kiwi Multisports supported him with nutrition to help him along. And I got more of an understanding and more awareness from that. And to be honest, that's the fuel that's made me do this as well. Seeing what Ed did, but then understanding or thinking I understood about what the hospice did. And then I've had it in my head, doing coast to coast, it's been on a bucket list, and I went in to go and see Anna and explain what I was thinking of doing. So she very kindly took me for a tour around. Man, now I understand, and I still don't fully understand, I don't think, and I don't think I ever will, unless I'm actually in them shoes where I've needed the facility or I know somebody who has needed it. But now understanding that only 20% of the work is actually done in that building itself, 80% out in the community. And just all the things that they do to support not just the patients, but the family and the extended family and friends and the community itself, that's now given me that fuel and that fire even more to do what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take part in the Coast to Coast. So I am going to do the 2-day individual. It's been on my bucket list for a long time. I can't run a business called Kiwi Multisport without doing the most Kiwi Multisport event in the world. That's my own personal, that's my own bucket list. It's something that will fuel me personally. But then with everything that went on and everything that I've seen and the kind of person I am, I need to do more. So I've set a challenge of raising $150,000 for the hospice, which gives me a little bit of shudders because people will and have, if I mentioned it to them, gone, that's a lot of money, but it's not. It's a drop in the ocean of what they actually need. And every single time since I've decided to do this, and I've gone past the hospice near enough every training session, unless I do something on the bike in the garage, it reminds me of why I'm doing it. I go for a run, I start feeling tired, oh, my legs are hurting, I can do it. They can't. I have this opportunity to do these amazing things, they don't. I came back from a bike ride 2 weekends ago, just felt, yuck, just meh. And I pulled in, started coming up Waka Waka Drive, and I looked into the hospice, and because I'd been in, I understood where the rooms and things were, and there was a family there, and they were enjoying the sun, and I just looked and just went, I can do this. They can't do this. That's what I'm doing it for. Every single time I go to work, I go for a training session, I just do anything, it's there. Every single time a reminder of, this is why you're doing it, and this is why you will finish it.